You guys like it? Yeah. All right. Could you have a round of applause? All right. So today we have Bert, and he's recognized by USA Today and Fox News as one of the top young leaders in the country. Bert, aka their mentor guy, has spoken to over 50,000 people in 40 states about using a positive self-image to help students succeed in college life. He's a #1 best-selling author, former Division I college football player, and has worked with Facebook and Google to help empower underserved teens with STEM opportunities. Having been born in Haiti with limited means, Bert quickly realized the value of seizing opportunities. He emigrated from Haiti when he was 7 with few resources and separated from his mother. His current dreams are to become a better human, help solve energy crises in Haiti, and read to his 7-month-old niece once a week. So sweet. Lastly, he also asked me to say this, even though he looks like Russell Westbrook, he's not Russell Westbrook. So without further ado, you have Bert. Can I please have a nice strong round of applause, please?
So I'm gonna tell you about the last time I had a real ugly emotion. You ever have a situation, you get to a point in your life where you do something that you're just not proud of? Or you know someone that's done something that they're not proud of? Let me get a So this happened to me about like 3 years ago. This is the last time I felt like extreme jealousy, like sickening, like, that's not good. Like extreme jealousy, like sick to my stomach, right? So it was 3 years ago, and I was at a performance. Anybody here like going to watch live music? Anybody like watching live music? Okay, I love live music. I went to a performance. I went to go support an artist, and I was like, yo, this is my guy, I want to support. And here's the crazy thing, right? The minute this artist stepped on stage, this person shattered everything I believed about myself. And more specifically, he shattered all of my socially acceptable excuses. Y'all remember Raw yesterday? Yeah. Talked about socially acceptable excuses? Y'all remember that, right? Yo, this is crazy. So I'm at this spot. The lighting is great. There's over 100 people. The DJ's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like this lit atmosphere. There's like the laser lights and all that. And this dude gets on the stage, and he crushed every one of my socially acceptable excuses. So a lot of people don't know this about me. So they know that I'm a speaker, they know I'm an author, they know a couple of things, but a lot of people don't know that the biggest thing I've ever wanted to do was be a musician. I've always wanted to do music, I've always wanted to do hip hop, right? And I had a bunch of socially acceptable excuses. And this dude stepped on the stage and sliced all of them down. So the first socially acceptable excuse I had was, yo, I work full time, my man. How I'm supposed to record music? I work full time. I have a staff. You know what I'm saying? I work at the Boys and Girls Club. The kids need me. The staff needs me. You know what I'm saying? You ever feel like you have a staff or a team of people and you don't really trust them to do something, so you gotta do it for them? You ever had that? So I got that going on. How could I do it, right? So he steps on the stage, and the first thing I remember is, whoa, this dude is a full-time employee. He's an engineer. He's part of the National Society of Black Engineers. He works like 70 hours a week, and he has a mixtape out. And I was like, Dad, boom. Then I was like, the next socially acceptable excuse was like, yo, there's no way that my parents would ever approve of me trying to be a SoundCloud rapper, right? Anybody here not born in this country? I know it's a very diverse, okay. Stop me when I'm lying. This is the immigrant experience, right? How many of y'all, if you're from an immigrant household, your career was chosen for you? Let me get, How many of y'all relate to the fact that you probably had to do the one-word profession? Lawyer, doctor, engineer. What worked in the home country? Let me get, So my thing was like, oh, my parents would never approve of this. So it's crazy. There's all these people in the crowd, and I look around. You know what I see? This dude's mom is in the crowd, and she's happy, supportive, and enjoying herself. And I said, damn. Socially acceptable excuse, sliced. So then I go, yeah, but you know what? I would never find a girl right, that would want to date a dude who went to college but wants to be a SoundCloud rapper. I'm not gonna find a girl like that, right? So that's what I was thinking to myself. I was like, yo, there's no way you're not gonna find that, because I've actually had girls be like, yo, you got a bachelor's, why are you trying to do rap? That's stupid, right? So then I look in the crowd, hundreds of people, and who do I see? This dude's girlfriend's in the crowd. And she's happy, supportive, smile on her face. So I was like, oh man. But then I was like, yo, you know what? I need one excuse to be able to keep me warm with her. I need one just to hug me a little bit, right? So I was like, you know what? You know who'll never back me trying to do music? My older brother. And anybody here have a sibling? Okay. Anybody here have a crazy sibling? Okay. If your hand is not up, that's because the crazy sibling. 2019, big facts only, right? So I was like, you know what? I have this love-hate relationship with my brother. He's like my favorite person. Honestly, we fight all the time. But if you ever did something with my brother, I turn into a pit bull. I'm like very protective. It's like same thing. He might talk to me and he'd be like, yo, you don't like your brother, you yelling at this. But he like, if you ever try to mess with me, my brother is right there. So in my mind, I'm like, yo, my sibling would be like, yo, you're not being serious, you gotta focus on the stuff in front of you. So I was like, at least let me get that excuse. So hundreds of people, I look in the crowd and who do I see? I see his sibling, it's actually his sister. And she's in the crowd, happy, supportive, smile on her face. So I was like, dang, homie. And you know what the crazy part is, I had this feeling in my stomach, and I wasn't proud of it, because have you ever had something happen to a friend of yours where something good happens to them, and you want to be happy for them? Like, oh snap, you got an A on that paper? And in your mind, you're like, why are you right now? I studied for that paper, I got a B minus, right? And then you go, who is this person thinking these thoughts? Is it me? Right? So it's an ugly, and then you have to be like, yo, nah, that's not you. You can't do that. You gotta stand up, put your chin up, feel good about that person. And then you go, you put your chin up, and you're like, I still hate them. Right? And then, but eventually you get to the point where you're proud of them. But like, it's that gut reaction, right? And I had that gut reaction. I was like feeling this, oh, this is ugly. This is jealousy, this is bad. But you know what I realized? I'm gonna tell you something real crazy. What I realized was I wasn't mad at this person who was performing, right? I was mad about what his success revealed about me. And I was mad because it forced me to look in the mirror. So the person I'm talking about who's on stage was someone I went to high school with. Someone who I used to see every morning at the breakfast table, and you know, you ever see one of the people like, like we'd be freestyling with the fist on the table, and the only difference was he just kept doing it. And what was crazy was, it forced me to look in the mirror, and when I looked in the mirror, I didn't like what I saw. One of the things I saw was, check this out, in 2012, I wrote and recorded 12 songs, 12 pieces of music, and I want you, with your fingers, to put in your hand and communicate to me how many you think I shared with the world. Put with your fingers, vote with your fingers. How many you think I shared with the world? Yeah, 0. 0 donut, hollowed out Oreo. I shared 0 music with 0 humans, not even my sibling, right? So I'm looking at this, and all my excuses are shattered, and I'm looking at the fact that, like, it'd be one thing if I, like, literally did no work towards it, but I was going to the studio at, like, midnight to record something. 0. And I was like, man, I feel terrible about myself. And the crazy part, the reason I tell you that story is because what I learned from that experience is the same exact reason why 90% of people do not achieve their New Year's resolutions. What I learned from that experience, I'm going to tell you today, and if you uncover this, I guarantee you, because here's what's happening, right? Everyone's doing, yo, New Year, New You, yeah, girl, New Year, New You, right? And at the end of the year, it's same year, same me. Y'all get that? And I'm not speaking to y'all, I'm speaking to myself, right? Because I've experienced the same year, same me, right? But we all start with New Year, New You. How do we get to same year, same me? And the reason is, and I want everyone, if you're taking notes, this is the first thing you write down. You have to remove the lid before you jump. I I'm gonna break that down again. You have to remove the lid before you jump. What's the lid, Bert? So the lid, can we click? Let's skip this. That's baby me, ratchet me. That's a real me. So in case we were college roommates. Crazy, right? That's crazy. Well, you didn't know what we were doing. Oof, stay here, stay here, stay here. That's for another presentation. So you have to remove the lid before you jump. So what's the lid? The lid is this conversation you have inside of your head, okay, about the thing that you keep getting stuck on. Everyone in here has something they get stuck on. Or you know someone that has something they keep getting stuck on. I'll give you an example. Does anybody here know somebody who is always on time? Right? Always on time. Obviously they can plan it all the time, but for whatever reason that same person can't save money. Let me get a right? Or how about you know someone that same example, always on time, but for whatever reasons, because obviously you have to know how to plan to be on time, right? But for whatever reason, every time you call that person at night, their cell phone always dies in the middle of the conversation. Anyone know someone like that? Like every time you call them. And they're not ghosting you because they charge it and call you back 15 minutes later. So you're like, yo, you can plan and do this in one area in your life, but for whatever reason, you just keep running into a wall. That's what I call a lid, right? So you jump and then what? You hit the what? What do you hit? You hit the lid. So think about it this way, right? How many people had a conversation like this with someone this year, at the start of the year? Yo, 2019, it's my year, baby. Hey. I'm gonna wake up every day at 5 a.m. and go to the gym. Every day, that's me. Watch, that's me. That's a big move, right? You mad bad? 5 a.m. every day. And guess what? They do it for the first 2 weeks, right? 3 weeks. But January 21st, what happens? 5 a.m. the alarm rings and what happens? Snooze. Why does that happen? And the reason it happens is because they do and they follow the same stupid advice that everybody on the internet is giving to everybody. They tell you to jump into action. But if you jump into action without removing the lid, what happens? You hit the wall, right? So I'm at this presentation, I'm watching this dude, and guess what? I was recording music. I was jumping into action, but how much music did I share with the world? Put with your finger, show me. How many performances was I doing? With your finger, show me. 0. Hollowed out Oreo, right? I was jumping into the action, but what did I not do? I didn't remove the lid. So I'm gonna, at the end of this conversation, at the end of our talk together, our time together, you're gonna find out what that inner conversation is for you, and I'm gonna be super vulnerable. I'm gonna share with y'all mine. It's gonna be good, bad, and ugly. We're in it together. I want you to turn to the person next to you. I want you to put your hand on your shoulder, on their shoulder. Look into their eyes. Not in a creepy way. And I want you to say, person, what's your number? No, don't do that. That's not the real activity. That's not the real activity. That's not the real activity. Some dude in the back was like, are you sure? Because, you know, I got Hulu Plus, so... No, I want you to take your hand, put it on the person, on the person next to you. I want you to look at them. I want you to say, person, we're in this together. And I got you. All right, cool. So, before we're done with this conversation today, you will know what the inner conversation you're having, and you will know how to remove your lid. Because the last thing I want anyone to leave this conversation today is to jump into action. Because think about it. Do you know what percentage of people who start diets keep the weight off? I don't know if you know this, but 95% of people who start a diet gain the weight back within 6 months to 3 years. Did you guys know that? What's the number? 95%. 95%. Look around this room. That means if all of us went on a diet, like 2 people would stay on it. Crazy, right? Crazy. But you're going to understand how to become the 5% that knows how to do it. Here's another example, just so you know what we're about to get into. Do you know what percentage of lottery winners, lottery winners are broke in 3 years? 70%. 70% of people who win, doesn't matter if it's $1 million, 20 million, 50 million, are living check to check within 3 years of when they won the lottery. What? So I'm going to show you how to remove your lid, how to basically crush that inner conversation. I'm going to give you some tools, and I'm going to show you what your starting point is by the end of that presentation. By the end of our presentation, is that cool? Yes or yes? Yes. Y'all cool to get on that journey? Yes. You didn't give me an option. Okay. Before I do that, though, I'm going to do something that's a little bit crazy. So remember I told you about the story about the dude who I saw performing and he shattered all my socially acceptable excuses? So I did something crazy. I don't recommend you guys do this at home. I tracked this person down. Yeah, his name's Dave. Yeah, I tracked this person down and I'm actually gonna bring him out to speak to you guys for a few minutes. And you'll understand why. Because I knew if I did that, it's gonna force me, every promise I make to you today, it's gonna force me to remove my lid. So the same way it's gonna be a little vulnerable for you, I'm never asking my audience to do something that I am not willing to do. Y'all get that? Y'all get that? Destiny, you got that? Can we have a round of applause for Destiny, by the way? She was here last year. She came back just to see me. That is the homie. Talented writer back there. So we're going to give some love and a round of applause. I want to show some love to this person because I want to go from an ugly emotion to a beautiful emotion. So this is what I need to do. When I bring this person out, I want everyone to stand up and clap. If you could do this, because as bad, I was like in a fetal position when I saw him living his best life and I wasn't. I want to make sure I do the reverse here and I show some love to the person that actually gave me the kick in the butt that I needed. So everybody, please show your love for Dave Horn, aka Detonator, engineer, music artist, just taking over the world. Please show your love. Everyone give him a round of applause. Hey.
Guys, have a little self-control. Have a little self-control. Anybody in here know that they got self-control? Anybody? Anybody know I got self-control? Somebody tell me what is self-control. Anybody? Shout it out. Go ahead. Go for it. You're on the spot right now. What's self-control?
I think it's when you, say for example, you want that candy bar and you're like, no, I'm not going to eat it. And then you like, stop it.
Okay. I dig that. Somebody else right here. What's self-control?
You have to teach manage yourself.
Okay. Love it. I love it. Love it. One more.
I was going to say the ability to manage your actions and emotions.
Ooh, I love it. Okay, I like where you guys are going with this. So self-control, right? In my head, self-control is control of self, right? Let's take it a step further. What is the one thing in this world that you actually have full control over?
Your mind.
Ooh, you guys are sharp. Our mind, right? Let me put this into perspective for you guys real quick. Within this huge world, right, and everything that occurs within it, there are no absolutes. What I mean by that is, if I go outside right now, I may say, it's cold outside. But somebody else may say, no, I think it's comfy actually. I may look up and say, I think the sky's a nice pretty blue today. Somebody may say, no, I think it's more of a bluish gray. Somebody may say, or I may say, I think Trump is a really sucky president. And then comes along Kanye, right? He loves that guy, it's crazy. There are no definites in the world. So, the one thing in this world we control is our mind, right? And since there are no absolutes or definites, that means you control your world and you control how you view everything in it. Self-control. I want you guys to understand the power of this. So, I get it. Physically, externally, you have no real control over anything that goes on around you. However, if you control your mind, you control your outlook, and therefore, you control the outcome of any situation. Imagine this. The same exact mind that tells you, when you look at this obstacle or situation in front of you, this thing is impossible, I can't do this, no way, not happening. That's the same exact mind that could look at that same exact obstacle and say, you know what? I got this. I'm gonna get right through this. I'm gonna give you the reverse example. The same exact mind that might wake up and see a dope sunrise, right? And say, yo, this is beautiful, this is gorgeous, I'm inspired, I want to do something great today. That's the same exact mind that could have been conditioned to say, oh my God, there's a sunrise today. I'm not leaving the house, I'm not getting out of bed, I'm not doing it. You guys understand where I'm going with this? It's literally how your mind is conditioned. And at the end of the day, it's about what mindset you choose. Let me ask this quick question. Anybody in here going through something right now? It might be financial, it might be health, it might be just you don't feel the best version of yourself. Anybody going through just something right now that just got them feeling uneasy or just a little bit not okay? Anybody? Okay, I know I'm not the only one. Cool. Guys, life is chaotic like that, right? That's kind of just the nature of this crazy world that we live in. It's kind of like this big, twisted, sick ball of sort of, kind of, not really organized chaos. Let me teach you guys something real quick. In Chinese, right? Mandarin, there's a symbol for the word chaos, and it's actually made up of two other words. It's made up of danger and opportunity. So chaos is danger plus opportunity. There is no danger without opportunity. I want you guys to do this real quick. I'm gonna make this very quick. I'm gonna give you 7 seconds. I just want you to take a quick mental note of whatever that thing is that you feel like you're going through right now. And I just want you to apply the rest of what I'm talking about directly to that. So I'm gonna give you 6 seconds. Just take a mental note of whatever that thing is that you're going through. Go. Everybody got it? Everybody got it? All right, there we go. Guys, there is no opportunity. There is opportunity in every obstacle. I know those two words, opportunity, obstacle. They may sound like they're in violent opposition with each other, like there's no way those two could work together, right? But actually, they completely and very peacefully coexist. I'm gonna use this example. Some of you guys may be familiar. Within our minds, right, there's this constant daily battle between the good wolf and the bad wolf. So of course you guys are like, what is he talking about right now? Good wolf and the bad wolf. Here's what the good wolf looks like. Happiness, inner peace, joy, kindness, compassion. What are the bad wolves? I'm gonna ask you guys to do this. I want you to just close your eyes for 1 second because I want to make this a judgment-free zone. So as I go through these bad wolves, anyone that applies, I just want you to raise your hand. You can put it right back down. All right? So close your eyes real quick. Here we go. Here's the bad wolves. Fear of failure. Self-doubt. Worrying about other people's opinions. Worrying about being judged or not accepted. Feeling like you're not enough. Ego, allowing ourselves to get in the way. All right, you guys can open your eyes. So I definitely saw a couple hands go up. Let me ask this question. In the battle of the good wolf and the bad wolf, which one wins? Oh, okay, she's sharp. Say it one more time.
The one you feed.
The one you feed. The wolf that wins is the one you feed. So ask yourself on a daily basis, between the good wolf and the bad wolf, which one am I feeding on a daily basis? And that's why I stress self-control, right? Control of self, because the one thing, like we said, that we control in this entire world is our mind, right? Understand that our thoughts and the way that we nurture those thoughts 100% affect our outlook on that situation we're going through, and it 100% directly impacts our outcome. So of course we have these good thoughts, these positive thoughts, but we also have these negative thoughts, right? These limitations that we place on ourselves. And a lot of times, tell me if I'm lying, you guys find that these limitations are placed on you by like outside things, like it could be what's going on in the news, it could be social media, it could be other people's opinions. It could be anybody here ever have family or friends who has their own kind of shortcomings or limitations, and they try to project that onto you. It's like, I can't do it, sir. Nah, no way you can do that. You feel me on that? And so what I want to do, I want to leave you guys, keeping this very short and sweet today, I want to leave you guys with just an easy way to kind of reel yourself back in and take back control and reign and dominance over your mind. You got to have ice in your veins. Ice. I-C-E. Identify, confront, evaluate. Now hear me out. Identify. You have to identify the bad wolves. What is that thing that I'm feeding constantly that's ultimately just eating away at me in my mind? Confront. You have to confront those bad wolves head on. So Bert told you already, I'm the rapper he was talking about, right? So, for a long time, I've wanted to quit my 9 to 5 and walk away from that and just straight chase my rap dreams, right? But I'm gonna be honest with you, I've gotten cold feet a lot of times. What I've tried all the self-help books and audio books. I've tried to hang around upcoming artists. I've tried to spend countless hours with entrepreneurs so I can learn the business side. But I haven't just straight confronted that bad wolf. What's my bad wolf? That fear of failure. That fear of stepping outside of my comfort zone, or that just 9 to 5 cycle and that paycheck. Anybody feel me on that? Cool. And then lastly, E, evaluate. Evaluation takes self-examination. You got to be able to look yourself in the mirror and honestly ask, am I allowing this situation to get the best of me, or am I taking full control over my mind and my outlook? Everybody feel me on that? ICE. Identify, confront. What's the last one? Evaluate. My man. I said it's hard to be a dreamer when you care what other people thinking, because their thoughts become your fears. I'm pushing, but I'm overhearing combos from my peers. They talking about their homes, getting married, and their kids. And here I am, grown man, trying to be a rapper, chasing fairy tales, about to start another chapter. The odds is against me for a happily ever after. Can't look them in their eye, probably topic of their laughter. Poor silly bastard, should've played the lottery. Would've had a better chance, dodging all the mockery. Worth the regret? Is it worth not knowing? Would I love it any less if I was not chosen? What if I never make it? Homeless and naked, my life foreclosed, my future now vacant, a couple years lost that forever be wasted? Or look back and say it was a chance worth taking? Oh, thank you. Guys, it's all a matter of perspective. There's opportunity that's just waiting to be discovered within every obstacle or situation that you're going through right now. And like I said, it all comes back to which wolf in your mind are you feeding? That good wolf or that bad wolf? And so I'm gonna leave you with this one last time. Guys, have a little self-control. Thank you guys, I'm David Horn. I go by Detonator, that's my stage name. Anybody wants to keep up with me, Instagram, Detonator.ig, that's Detonator.ig. And you're gonna go back. What's that? I'm right it short. I'm gonna write it after.
Yeah, you write that after, and I'll put the slide up. I got you.
Alright, cool. Appreciate you guys. We're gonna go back to Bird now. Thank you guys.
All right, another round of applause for Detonator, please. Show him some love. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get right into it because I have a very, very deep obligation to make sure you leave here in a better place than before you came. All right, that's my promise to you. So this is what I need from y'all. We're gonna move through. I have a worksheet we're gonna do in a second, but first we're gonna do a quick activity. The worksheet, just to let you know, I'm going to start first. I'm going to tell you something a little bit vulnerable about me and how I discovered that inner conversation. Then we're going to do it for you, and I'm going to ask for some volunteers. So I'm going to ask for some people, and the people who do volunteer, I promise you, you're going to change the room. You're going to light up the room, all right? But before we do that, we're going to do a quick activity because I want to make sure everyone's a little bit relaxed. We're about to go in. Y'all cool? Everybody say go in. Go in. All right, cool. So I'm going to play a song, and when I play a song, you're going to get up and start moving around. When the song stops, you're going to find the first person you see, you're going to make eye contact. not creepily. You're gonna make eye contact. So the first person you see, that's going to be a partner. So let's say it's me and you, right? So, all right, cool. Now you're gonna have 10 seconds to figure out who person A is. Person A will be whoever's birthday is earliest in the year. So would you mind standing up? Cool. All right, so let's say, all right, cool. So now you're gonna say your name and when your birthday is. So my name is Bert, my birthday is June 12th.
My name is Eva. My birthday is April 19th.
April 19th, nice to meet you. All right, who's person A in this scenario? Right, so A is gonna be who listens first. That's all you need to start the activity. So I'm gonna play a song, we're gonna move. Everybody got it? What happens when I play a song? Move. Okay, what happens if when the song's done, you're next to the same person you came in here? You didn't do the activity. Okay, cool, hold on. Oh. Technical thing. They're gonna move.
Sounds like that.
Yeah, you got it.